Hello there, this is Mr. B. I'm going to go over these problems right here, percent word problems, and we're just going to work those out using the percent proportion. So using a proportion here. If you are not sure how to use the proportion, well, this is a good way to kind of learn how to set it up and to use it. And if you did this already, you can check your answers real quickly here. So here's number one. I'm going to kind of move through it quickly. Remember, our percent proportion is just a ratio that equals another ratio. So I use A and B to think about the amount. This is just like a fraction, right? Here's the part or the amount of something. And then the base is what we call the base. That is the whole or the total amount of something. If we're dealing with some certain situations, the base might mean something different, like the original or starting price of something. If we're talking about how a price changes, base would be the beginning or starting price. So this ratio here, A over B, it's just like a fraction. Think of a fraction equals another ratio or fraction, and that is our percent fraction, which is our percent number over 100. So we're not using a percent symbol, we're just writing it over 100, and that means the same thing. So all we have to do is set it up like this, and our answer we'll do the math to get our answer. So let me get a little bit more room here. So I'm going to erase. Okay, so for number one right here, we're going to set it up. First step is to write this out right here. Draw out your two ratio bars, your equal sign, and now let's start putting numbers in. I see 60%, so we're going to put 60 right here where the percent goes. That's our 60% right there, 60 over 100. Now the question is 15. Where do we put the number 15? Is it the part here, or is it the whole or total down here? 15 is the questions he got right, and percent, the percent means that's the percent he got right. The percent and the amount or the part will mean the same thing. So 15 questions right, the percent right, both are correct, so that means the 15 will go up here. It's not the total number of questions, it's the part he got right, and this is the percent he got right. They mean the same thing, so they both go on the top. And then we don't know what this is right here. So we work out our math, we do 15. I want to know this. 60 times what? 60 times what will make 15? Because that's also what I'll multiply 100 by. So I'll take, in my calculator, I'll do 15 divided by 60, and that will give me 0.25, so 1/4. So 100 times 0.25 will give me 25. Our answer here, the base, is 25 questions. All right, and our answer is 25 questions. Let's go ahead and set up number two. Let me get rid of this. I need the space here. Here's our first step. We have 75%. I'm going to put it right here. The 40, and that's a total number of questions right here. So I'm going to put 40 right here. 40 divided by 100 is 0.4, so I know 0.4. 0.4, we're multiplying by 0.4, and we end up getting 30 as our answer. So 30 questions. He got 30 questions correct, but it also says here, how many questions do you need to make a B on the test? Well, that's a different problem because that is an 80%. So let's change this. Put 80 up here, but we end up doing the same thing. 80 times 0.4, and we end up with 32 right here. So 32 questions is what he needs for a B. All right, for number three, let's go ahead and set it up. 75% he wants. And there are 32 questions, so that is a total right here. All right, so 32 divided by, and we end up with 24. He needs to get 24 questions correct. All right, number four, let's go ahead and set this up. 40%. The total students is 650, and we end up with 260. Right here, when we do the math, so car riders, 260 are car riders right here. And how many are not car riders? Well, you could subtract that, or you can do 60%, and or I'll put 60%. You can use the 60% as well and get 390. And of course, you could subtract 650 minus 260 to get that. All right, let's keep going. All right, number five. is 35%. So and then 63 are pit bulls. So look at what these mean. 63 are pit bulls, 35% are pit bulls. So they mean the same things. The 63 belongs up here in the same level, way up here with the 35, because they are both meaning the same. This is the amount of pit bulls. This is the percent of pit bulls. And then we do our math. Here we need to do 63 divided by 35, right? Because I'm trying to think 35 times what will give me 63. Well, this will tell me how to do that. So we divide that out, and we end up with 1 8/10. So 35 times 1 8/10. So I'm going to do the same thing here. 100 times 1 8/10 will give me 180. So that's the answer to our problem. 180 dogs. That's our total. Number 6. We have 45%. Filling that in. And 72 are males. So 45% are males. Look at the meaning of this. The percent are males. The number is males. So it's not our total, it's our part that matches the percent. They have to match. So we end up, we have to do 72 divided by 45 to figure out what number are we multiplying by. And it's 1.6. So 45 times 1.6 times 1.6, and we end up with 160. That is not the answer to our question, because look at the question. This question is not asking for the total. This is our total amount. The question is asking for how many females are there. So we have to subtract 160 minus our 72 to get our final answer of 88 females. Okay, number 7. All right, for number 7, we set it up like this. We have 30%. And then the cost of the shoes is $120. I think they mean the original price. So the base, when we're talking about discounts and prices, that base is the starting price, always the starting price. And the amount that's up here is always the amount of whatever that percent is. This is the percent off. This is the amount off right here. So they will mean the same thing. This is our discount amount. This is not what she pays. So we do the math right here. We multiply by 1 2/10. 100 times 1 2/10 is 120. You could do the division to find that factor right there. We end up with $36. So this is the amount she saves. So how much did she save? $36. Now, how much does she have to pay? Well, we can do 120 minus 36 and find that answer. We end up with, so you can see we can use subtraction to find that $84, or we can just say, I'm going to redo this and use, instead of 30%, what percent is the percent that she pays? If she saves 30%, that means she pays 70%. So here we could do the same thing, multiply by 1.2, and we'll get 84 right there. So 2 ways to do that right here. Let's do number 8. Here's number 8. We end up with, what do we have here? 20% off. So we have 20 as our percent. The original price, okay, so the original price, starting price, goes down here, and now we can find out how much she saves. This is the percent off. This is the amount off right there. So we do our math. We're multiplying by 0.57, 57 hundredths. So we're multiplying by 57 hundredths here, and we end up with 11 4/10. That means she saves, let's write this in money form, $11.40. You have to write that in money form like this with the 0 at the end. And then how much does she pay? And then once again, we would subtract that out, and we would end up with $45.60. Again, you could subtract 57 minus 11.4, or you can go back here and just use 80% times the 0 and 57 hundredths. And then that will be 45 right there. Okay, those are the answers for the first 8 right there. Hope you enjoyed it. And I will, I don't know, I'll see you guys later. Bye.